Hi everyone, it's Laura Jordan with Jordan Therapy Services, as well as South Shore Center for Couples and Families, coming to you today with a video in light of October being Infant and Pregnancy Loss Awareness Month. And October 15th is the actual day. So Infant and Pregnancy Loss Awareness Day is October 15th. And this is actually one of my specialties, is dealing with pregnancy loss and grief. And so I wanted to talk with y'all today about dealing with others' responses or lack thereof while you're grieving a pregnancy loss. So people can maybe come off a little bit insensitive during times like this. It's kind of a very tumultuous time. It's heavy in grief, and I mean, this is essentially potentially could be your entire world just crashing down on you, and others are not responding probably very favorably or in a way that is very supportive to you or how you would want them to respond to you, unfortunately. So one thing that you might want to do is kind of think about where they're coming from. That can kind of ease the sting a little bit. They are likely very uncomfortable with this, because the thing about pregnancy loss, and especially with miscarriage, because it is earlier on in the pregnancy, there is a lot of secrecy around it. And so this doesn't get talked a lot about out in the open. And so when it does come up, it can be very uncomfortable for some people. Not saying that that's an excuse for them to be insensitive or to not listen to what you're needing during this time, but just to kind of give you a glimpse as to sort of their mindset and what they may be thinking. They probably don't know exactly what to say. They don't know what to do. And so they're coming off as insensitive. They may ignore and just not even acknowledge the loss, which can be quite heartbreaking, because this is a life that you had started to bond with, undoubtedly. Or they may brush it off. They may say such awful phrases as, they usually start with "at least." At least you know you can get pregnant. At least, you'll forget once you get pregnant again, and this loss, it won't seem like such a big deal, which is insane. That's crazy, and very insensitive. It comes off as very insensitive. So, I would encourage you to try to take that with a grain of salt, and again, to think about where they may be coming from, and that they're just not very educated on how to respond to this kind of loss, because it is kind of a different beast to be dealing with a loss of a pregnancy, loss of a child, essentially. So I would really encourage you to verbalize to, family members or friends that, are kind of exhibiting these ill-advised ways to address your loss, or to not address it at all. Tell them what you need and what you're needing in order to feel supported. If those needs are not met, if they're not kind of adhering to what you've requested, unfortunately, this is one of those major life events that can really dramatically alter your sort of social landscape. So this may be one of those things that happen in your life that will kind of weed out certain friends and maybe even family members, or at the very least to kind of alter your boundaries with them and how you may interact with them, because they may not know it, but there's been some broken trust. You've likely lost some trust, and lost some trust in how you feel about them caring for you and for your emotional state. we kind of give our hearts to people, and if they don't treat them well, and we verbalize what we need, sometimes that just takes some altering of boundaries, or depending on the extent to which they've sort of violated that trust, it may even mean kind of filtering them out of your life, unfortunately. And so I'm sure that you've probably heard that it's just certain life events kind of separate the really great friends and family members that are very supportive of you from maybe not so much. So I hope that today's video has been helpful to listen to, and to know that you're not alone, and it's not abnormal to be feeling this sensitivity towards certain people in your life. Know that you're not overreacting. This is a major event that you've gone through, and you are grieving a life that you had started to kind of envision for your baby. This is really tough. And so please don't hesitate to get help from a trained professional if you feel like you're sort of drowning, and that it's really difficult maybe to function day to day because of all the overwhelming feelings that you're experiencing with this loss. For more information about me, Laura Jordan, you can find that at jordantherapyservices.com, as well as southshorefamilies.com. Thanks so much, and take care.